Hey everyone, welcome to Texas Tells. I'm Brandon Toby, legislative intern at Texas Watch, and I'll be your host today. On today's podcast, we are discussing overseas burn pits and their impacts on Texas veterans. U.S. military bases have trash like all of us have trash, except that their trash is far more dangerous. Whether it's as small as batteries or as large as unexploded munitions or helicopter blades, the military has junk that it needs to get rid of. This junk has to be properly disposed of to keep people safe. Unfortunately, at our bases overseas, corners were cut. Instead of incinerating waste, which is cleaner and safer, hazardous materials were thrown into open pits, doused with diesel fuel or jet fuel, and were set ablaze. The flames flung toxic fumes into the air and poisoned our brave men and women in uniform without them realizing what was happening to them. Now, they're returning home from one battle, only to face another battle: rare cancers and lung diseases. Last legislative session, we helped create a registry to keep track of all the veterans affected by these toxic burn pits. This registry helps veterans update their symptoms and gain access to the healthcare that they need from the VA. There was only one problem. The registry wasn't funded when it was created. Thankfully, 2 bills have been introduced by Representative Abel Herrero in the Texas House to change that. The first bill, House Bill 3953, allows for people applying for a concealed handgun license to voluntarily donate money to the registry. For more on House Bill 3953, let's hear from Texas Watch's own Ware Wendell.
Texas is a leader in terms of taking care of our veterans. This is an optional funding source. As a Second Amendment supporter myself, I would like to think that my fellow gun owners would elect to contribute to this fund. It's optional. It does not raise taxes, but we should support our warfighters.
The second bill that has been introduced, House Bill 3957, allows for the creation of custom license plates, with a portion of the proceeds helping to fund the registry. For more on House Bill 3957, let's hear from Representative Herrero.
The committee substitute to House Bill 3957 is another means of trying to help fund the same open burn pits registry. What this would do would create a specialty plate that would be essentially a representation of the open Texas burn pit registry. And so the committee substitute places the license plate location, if you will, within the transportation code in an area where it would be required to be paid for, as opposed to into the section where it's free to veterans. So in other words, this creates a specialty plate where anyone, whether veteran or not, wishes to help support the open burn pit registry by purchasing one of these specialty plates. The funds would go to, from the license plate, would go to help cover the cost at the DMV, and then the remaining portion, which is estimated at $22, would then go to this fund that we're trying to create to help support the efforts of the open burn pits registry.
Texas is home to many veterans, and we have an opportunity to be a leader here. These bills will help our brave veterans gain access to the vital healthcare that they need without impacting the state budget or raising taxes. To get involved and help turn these bills into law, head to www.texaswatch.org/helptxvets. Be sure to check the show notes for the link as well. Thanks for listening to this episode of Texas Tells. I've been your host, Brandon Toby, and on behalf of Texas Watch, I hope you'll tune in for the next episode.
Texas Watch is a nonprofit, nonpartisan citizen advocacy organization that takes on corporate wrongdoers, fighting to restore responsibility and protect Texas families. We can't do this work without you. You can support us at texaswatch.org/donate. Follow us on Facebook, Twitter, YouTube, Instagram, and TikTok. Please subscribe. And if you like us, please give us the highest rating wherever you get your podcast. Knowledge is power, and there is strength in numbers. Join us. Legislative advertisement paid for by Texas Watch. Ware Wendell, Executive Director, 2121 East 6th Street, Suite 201, Austin, Texas, 78702.